pros and cons of living in Navarre, Florida. That's what we're doing today. What is happening, folks? My name is Brant, your real estate agent right here along the Florida Gulf Coast. You know, I grew up just north of Navarre in a place called Milton, Florida, and we've owned real estate in Navarre my whole life. We have family in Navarre. We have family that have taught at the schools in Navarre, so I am very familiar with this area. I want to give you, from a local's point of view, the best pros and cons video that I can possibly give you to help you make your decision on whether this is a great place for you to move to or not. And if you decide to move to this area, feel free to hit me up. All of my information is in the description. You can text me, call me, email me, check out my website. It does not matter. I will be more than happy to help you out or answer any questions that you may have. Now let's get started first with the cons. I'm going to give 5 cons and 5 pros. The first con I want to talk about is the traffic. Now, it is winter time, so traffic's not going to be as bad. You're not going to have any tourism, but this highway right here is Highway 98, and it basically splits Navarre and Navarre Beach, and it gets really, really crowded, especially in the mornings and evenings during rush hour. So just know that you're definitely going to have some traffic. And also this bridge right here, this is the bridge that leads from Navarre to Navarre Beach, and this area gets extremely crowded in the summertime because there are some tourists here, but also lots of locals like to go to the beach as well. So Navarre is a relatively small area, and so because it's small, the traffic can get kind of congested in those areas where everybody's trying to get to. So that is con number 1. Check out the view here today though, folks. I'm at just a local park right here in Navarre. It's February, 65 degrees, sunny. Absolutely beautiful. Spring is right around the corner. Let's talk about con number 2. Number 2 is going to be the noise from the Air Force bases. Now, Navarre is really close to several Air Force bases like Eglin and Hurlburt Field, and throughout the day you will hear a lot of bombing. Okay, and you're gonna think it's thunder, but it's really not. But it is off into the distance, and it's something that usually doesn't happen at night, so it doesn't affect your sleep. And so just know that throughout the day, when you hear something that sounds like a gigantic thunderstorm that's coming up on top of you, it's not, and you get a lot of that in Navarre, Florida. You're also gonna get the air traffic, the planes and the jets flying over, and so if that's something that you kind of want to stay away from, then this might not be the best place for you. The next con, and you're going to totally think I'm kidding when I say this, but is the bears. Okay, we have a ton of forest surrounding Navarre, and we have a lot of black bears, and so if you are living here, you do have to protect your garbage. Now, these guys are small bears and they're harmless, other than they will get into your garbage and sometimes even your cars if you don't keep them locked. So I know that sounds really crazy. It is just something that the locals have to deal with here. Now, our 4th con on the list is there's just not a ton to do here in Navarre. And, you know, think of this place as more of a quiet, peaceful place with amazing scenery. So that means if you're an adrenaline junkie, this place might not be the one for you. If you're into going out every night, the bar scene, the restaurant scene, you know, you're not going to get that here. This is more of a family-friendly, low-key area, and we love it for that. And I'll talk more about that on the pros list. So just know that this is a very laid-back place. Now, last on the cons list is shopping. If you're someone that needs the mall or needs to be close to the outlets, then this may not be the place for you. Although you're gonna have everything you need, like your grocery stores and stuff like that. All your big time shopping, you're gonna have to go to Pensacola or Destin. I'm actually in Pensacola right now, which is not too far from Navarre. And you can see there are tons of shops on both sides of the road here and all up and down this street. So if shopping is your thing, Pensacola is where you need to go. Or like I said, Destin, you can go to the outlets in Destin, and it is gonna have everything that you need. Pro number one is going to be resale ability. These houses in Navarre are in very high demand. So you have a lot of military families moving in here, but also it's just such a family friendly area with great schools, which we'll talk about in a little bit, that it's a really sought after area to settle down. So if you have a home and it is in good shape, it usually goes very quickly. So the number two pro that I want to talk about here in Navarre is the nature. Now, everybody wants to talk about the beach, and while the beach here in Navarre is amazing, Navarre is surrounded by an insane amount of woods with hiking trails and all kind of wildlife and stuff. Like here's one of them right here. This goes all the way through the woods several miles, and there's also one on the other side right here. So as you look at the map right here, you can see how much wooded area. These are water management areas. These surround these Air Force bases that you are allowed to go on and hang out on. You can camp and hike and just enjoy nature, and there's lots of stuff to see. I mean, look how peaceful this road is right here, just surrounded by woods and forests and just tons of trails. Now let's talk about pro number three, and that is going to be the schools. You have a bunch of different school options here. Now, I've had family teach at the school. I've had friends and family go to the schools, and so I do know a lot about the school system here, and I can tell you they take their education very seriously. You have schools like Holly Navarre Intermediate, which is the #1 ranked school in this area, Holly Navarre Middle School, Navarre High School, which has a really good sports program. So they do have solid schools in this area, and I encourage you to do your research and check those out prior to moving down here. So let's talk about the next pro, and that is location. Now, we talked a little bit about in the cons section how if you are the type person that likes to be in the action, this may not be the place for you. And while that is true, I still think Navarre is a great location for families. You're gonna have your grocery stores and stuff like that. You're gonna have the beach within 5 to 10 minutes of where you live. So that is a huge pro. And you are also close to the entertainment. So if you want to get in the action, you've got Pensacola, which is 25-30 minutes away. You've got Destin, which is 30 minutes away. So while you're close to the entertainment, you're still living in a very laid back area, family friendly area that has everything that you are going to need. And so for that reason, I would say that it is a thumbs up for location. And last but not least on our pros list is the beach. We could not do a pros list without saying the beach. And if you are living in Navarre, Florida, you are usually within 5 to 10 minutes of Navarre Beach. And it is a beautiful day out here on Navarre Beach. The water is a little muddy because it's been raining a lot. So if you live in Navarre, Florida, you are 5 to 10 minutes from some of the whitest sand, some of the most emerald green water, and some of the quietest, most private beaches along the Panhandle. So that is definitely a pro. So folks, if you enjoyed that video, please shoot me a big thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do so. I post new videos about the Florida Gulf Coast every single week. And if you have any real estate needs in the area, buying or selling, hit me up. All my information is in the description below. You can text me, call me, email me. I don't care. I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have.